A new week is upon us and I have the pleasure of serving you yet another free games this week video. This is the series where I scout the interwebs and see what games are up for grabs, be it free to keep, free to play for a limited time, or anything in between. And we start with some juicy goodness that is Intravenous. You take control of Steve Robbins, a man that sets out on a quest for vengeance after his brother dies tragically to some gigolo with the most below. Armed to the teeth and ready to spray and pray, you will be getting vengeance either by storming the areas or using stealth. I think it's fair to say it's more like Hotline Miami with Escape from Tarkov-like stealth mechanics. It's a fun little game, great vibes, doesn't look too bad either, and it's 100% free of charge. Be warned, the game is fairly short, just like my attention span, but that doesn't mean that I won't be having fun for the first-ish hour of gameplay. What was it we were talking about again? Next up, a game that's only in this video because my wife says that this character walks just like me when I wake up in the morning and go for the morning doo-doo session. To be fair, those morning sessions are pretty brutal, but that's for another day. On the other hand, Fantasmagorie is surprisingly juicy, and you journey through a distorted theater held together by the fragile mind of a grieving puppet master. With only a needle and a thread, you have to traverse through this world and evade twisted and terrifying creatures like my wife. It's sitting in with a well-deserved very positive reviews on Steam, and it was released just a few days ago, which is an amazing start for a game that is this special. Listen homie, if you want to stay up to date on free games and get them served to you in this quick and quirky setting, then do us both a favor and smash the subscribe button. It's actually my birthday on the 21st of August. Take a guess of my age in the comment section, and don't be brutal like 89 years old, 1 foot in the grave type of shit, take a decent guess. If any of you get it right, I might send you a clip of me doing the toilet walking we discussed earlier in this video. Oh, and as always, links to all of the games mentioned in this video are in the description and they take you straight to the deal, so no googling required. Since we're on Steam already, have a look at Knock on the Coffin lid, which has a prologue you can take for a spin. Here you investigate your own death and find ways to break free in a time loop type of thing. You have to choose your hero and who will ascend the throne and rule the Northern Gates. I mean, the developer is building it up in a way that the fate of the whole nations of the land of Midian depend on your choices. So we both know that they are pretty screwed. It's sitting in with very positive reviews on Steam, and it's an interesting adventure card game that requires you to be a bit of a big brain strategy boy to get through peacefully. It's a great mix, to be honest. Next, we take a look at Stormgate, which is in early access and available for your sticky fingers to play. It's a new RTS that looks and feels weirdly like StarCraft. I guess it's one of those, Mom, can I have StarCraft please? And then the mom goes ahead and says, we have StarCraft at home type of thing. I even think it's like an ex-Blizzard employees who all came together and what I was trying to say is I think it's ex-Blizzard employees who are all like, F you Blizzard, we can do it better, and came up with this bad boy. It's currently sitting in with mixed reviews because I think there was a mismatch between what Frost Giant delivered and what the player base, who clearly are StarCraft 2 fans, wanted at the end of the day. It doesn't really make it a bad RTS, and I think it's still in early access, so there's time for the developers to iron out any issues and improve the game. If you're into RTS, I suggest you take it for a spin and leave a review or an input to help them out. Next, just the adrenaline shot that I needed. Here you fight for cash and glory in a prison planet Colosseum end of the world type of thing. In this free prologue to KIBORG, the fast-paced action roguelite with the brutal cybernetic enhanced combat. It just has a few rough edges in relation to gameplay, movement, combat and enemies. I mean, it's sometimes they're just a little bit too idiotic for my liking. It reminds me of my co-worker Henrik, who I don't know how gets dressed in the goddamn morning. I mean, a fighting game with combat as its central focus needs to be juicy, sharp and predictable, and something that this bad boy is missing out on. Well, to be fair, KIBORG is sitting in with very positive reviews on Steam, so it could also be that I have absolutely no goddamn idea what the hell it is that I'm talking about, which could also be true. Tell me something, how many times have you woken up in your sleep thinking, when will someone on this earth hand me a Sidecar motorcycle racing game? Ladies and gentlemen, mostly gentlemen according to my YouTube statistics, I bring to you Sidecar Evolution 2024. The first ever true MMO sidecar racing game is here. It's really a special day today, and I guess we can thank Pieter, who is the sole developer of this game and has been developing on this series since he dropped his diapers and went to high school. It's pretty impressive actually what this guy has managed to spit out, considering he spent most of his life in his parents' basement. It's pretty impressive actually, and also a very fun racing game, which makes it a double win. Try it out just for the funsies. I want to take a quick jump over to the Epic Store, where some juicy free games are up for grabs, and first you can claim Death's Gambit Afterlife. This bad boy actually has my world famous Sickfishsticks seal of approval. It's one of the better Metroidvania style Souls-like RPG, sprinkled with just the right amount of pixelation. Death's Gambit Afterlife is a challenging 2D action platformer with deep RPG elements. As an agent of death bound to his servers, you have to unravel the mystery of Siraden and discover the true price of immortality. In my opinion, the story, the art, the characters and the combat system are all 10 out of 10. I mean, it's easily one of the prettiest and most satisfying Metroidvanias out there. Even if you don't intend on playing this bad boy, just park it in your digital library for now and take it out on a rainy day and you can thank me later. And then from the 22nd of August, a day after my birthday, you can get your sticky fingers on Gigantic Rampage Edition. This was an originally free-to-play MOBA hero shooter that didn't get the treatment it deserved from its previous developer. I mean, despite its relative short lifespan, I think it was only online for a year or something before they shut down the servers, the game amassed a decent fanbase. I mean, I still blame Perfect World for its demise. It's like they didn't even try to make this bad boy a success. It's still a pretty fun game and it looks pretty unique even today. I mean, not to mention its hardware requirements are laughably low. So even your grandmother's toaster will be able to run this bad boy perfectly fine. It's easy to jump in and play a few matches because they're designed to be fast paced and the game has a relatively low skill floor. Some heroes are easy to learn and beginner friendly, so to say, but the skill ceiling on the other hand is pretty high, so if you get hooked, you're in for some crazy shit. I mean, at least check it out if you don't have anything else to play. It's currently sitting in with mostly positive reviews and available, as I said, from the 22nd of August. And now we get to what I think is creme de la creme of this week, and arguably the most expensive free game that the Epic Store have sent our way in 2024. This is a €60 title. I am a little bit torn about Callisto Protocol, to be completely honest. Callisto Protocol is artistically beautiful, the audio stage and production are amazing. I mean, you can absolutely feel the love and passion poured into this project from its developers, and for that a 10 out of 10. But my issues arise with the gameplay. I mean, mostly the close combat fluidity and the jankiness of everything. On release, the optimization was dog poo-poo. I think my grandmother with a double hip replacement ran better. The stuttering and FPS drops were abysmal for a full asking price game at the AAA goodness. I saw a review that said that the best jump scare in this game are the FPS counter dropping from 60 to 20 every time they see an enemy. I mean, and that's really saying something in a horror game. Now, I think, if I'm not mistaken, that the developers got their shit together and fixed most of the performance issues, which is good for you because you also get a $0 fully optimized type of game. So considering the asking price of $0 and post-optimization, I think this is actually a pretty decent deal which most of us can enjoy. I think it's at least a candidate for putting in the digital library and forgetting for now. And that pretty much brings us to the end of today's video. Thanks a lot for watching the video. Thumbs up if you liked it, thumbs down if you didn't, subscribe if you haven't, like why not. Thanks a lot for watching and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.